Thank you for tuning in to another session of Uniquely Union, a series of interviews of prominent Union Countyans who have made our county a wonderful place to live and work. And today we have Ms. Chantay Collins, the Maynardville Public Librarian.
Thank you, Ronnie.
And how long have you been the Maynardville Public Librarian?
I have been there since December 5th, 99.
99. Sounds like an eternity now to look back on it in some ways.
I can remember the date because it's my baby brother's birthday. Yeah.
Now, talk to us a little bit about what the library was like then compared to what it's like today.
Oh, wow. It was pretty empty, pretty slow, pretty white. It was a lot of white. The walls were all white. They're not anymore. I like color, so the library has a lot of color. The main part of the library is rainbow. If you don't like one color, turn around, there's another color. It was one room, and it was about 1,600 square feet.
Now, was it at its present location?
Its present location. Before that, it was at across from the barber shop where the courthouse is. Go down the stairs, Rexall Drugstore was at the top, Bailey's Department Store was here, barber shop was here, and the little library was the first door, and then Head Start was at the end. So it was a walk-in closet, was about the size of it. And then in 76, before that, they got the grant, and the building got built in 76 with the help of Miss Dorothy Williams was on that committee.
Ah, yes.
She was one of my mentors. Loved her dearly. And she was on the committee to get the library built, and there was a doctor's office put in beside of it, and the senior center behind it. So now we've expanded. We've knocked out walls, and we've put in a teen room, a children's room, and it's colorful. Everywhere you look, there's bright, bright colors.
It's come a long way in just the time that I've known.
We probably had about 10,000 books when I started. We've got over 32,000 books and audio and video and everything now. Plus, we have Sharps Chapel Book Station, so we also furnish for them. And so when I'm buying for us, I'm buying for the chapel too. So we weed quite often because we get new stuff in. And so when we do, I'll check and see if Sherry needs it at Sharps Chapel, and if she does, then we do that. So we've opened up a book station in the chapel, which is huge for that area. And they're on our same system, so we keep up with what's being checked out and what's being checked in, and it's got a card catalog and everything for them.
An honest-to-goodness card catalog.
Yes.
The old-fashioned card catalog.
We had one. 2003, we left that old card catalog and went automated. And we started out with the old card catalog still sitting there and being used, and
what is it being used for at present?
Now it's being used as a whatchamacallit drawers.
Ah.
So there are batteries and hooks and all different kinds of things, cards and magnets and things in it, so everything's labeled, and it's really nice. And I have Tamika, who is OCD, and she labels everything. So I can find it. I'm probably the most disorganized person, so I need someone like her. So she's been a little godsend.
And you work well together.
Yes.
Yes. One of the things I like best about the library, of course, is you take donations, of course.
Everything.
And I'm sure you have to go through them and make sure they're not inappropriate in any way.
We take everything. We don't censor anything. If they are really good looking, newer, We sometimes put them on the shelf. If not, we find homes for them. We're not like the schools, so we can literally take everything, and we have literally everything on our shelves that anybody would want to read. It's their choice whether they take it or not. If not, leave it on the shelf, leave it for somebody else. That's their choice. So I'm real big on the freedom of choice of books, of what you read and what you watch and what you listen to.
So we can still find Huckleberry Finn in the original language.
Yes, in the original language. I have probably one of the largest collection of banned books, and I celebrate it very heavily. I even have a web page about the banned books, and if it's a banned book, I want it. So
there's just something intriguing about the word banned.
I know.
It makes you want to read it and see why was it banned.
So we put bookmarks in them that are orange with little black lettering saying banned, and we put that bookmark in, and it will get picked up more than a regular book will.
Is it shelved in like its category?
Yes.
And you just know that it's a banned book because of
of
the
orange bookmark.
I'll have to come check you all out a little closer.
Now, in September, when it's Banned Book Week for all the libraries across the United States, we have a display, and it pulls out some of the banned books, and it surprises a lot of people. Some of the things are banned and why they're banned. Because Winnie the Pooh is banned because the animals talk.
Why would anybody find that a reason to ban a book?
That is a religious thing.
I see.
So some places, never ours, they banned it. There's a true story about two little penguins that were at the New York Zoo who raised an egg, and it's been banned because it was two male penguins that were raising this egg. We have that book. It's not banned by us, but it has been on the ban list. We have all different kinds of Bibles and religions, and the Bible has been banned many, many, many times around because it's violent.
Well, so is Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote.
But we have all those books because we don't ban anything. We give people freedom to read, and if they don't want to be seen reading it, we have online books where they can get a library card and check it out online. And we have over 2,000 audiobooks through RB Digital, and all you need is a library card to check out your book. And you can read it from your phone, your tablet, computer, anything. And then we have One-Click Digital that is audio, ebooks, video. So you can watch full-length movies, or the kids can watch books that have been turned into videos. Like The Teacher from the Black Lagoon, they've turned it into video, and it is fantastic because it gives us an extra learning tool for these kids that have different disabilities, and they get it once they see it and hear it, and it has the writing on it sometimes, and we have the books online where they light up as they read it and stuff.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
I bet there are several people who don't know that.
I try to let everybody know it, and I go around to the schools a lot of times and tell the kids, and at the middle school we have issued cards that are called electronic cards for the middle schoolers, and they can check out ebooks, audiobooks, videos, the whole thing. And the RB Digital, the teacher can use that in the classroom, and 25 kids in her classroom can all listen to the same book. So I have several teachers at the middle school, thank goodness for them, and they encourage their kids, and they invite me in, and I spend an entire day just issuing cards and showing them what's all online. We are fixing to do some online advertisement of some of the stuff that we have. We're getting into some new stuff, new ways.
That's one of the things I like about the Maynardville Public Library. Another thing I like about it is that occasionally you take your overflow books and you have these marvelous, what I call sidewalk sales. I went to one for $1. Many as I could stuff in that bag, Betty, for $1. And you'd be surprised what I found there that was of particular interest to me, which it wouldn't interest probably anybody else in the world. But it was 2 old encyclopedias that came from the original Horace Maynard High School.
Oh, that must have been when we got the donation from the middle school. Because
Could have been.
when they were getting rid of all their books from the library, when they were changing over, they brought us boxes and boxes and boxes. So we had some places that we were able to distribute them to, but nothing got thrown away. We were able to find homes for everything.
And that's outstanding.
We don't throw away a book unless it's stinky and really, really ugly is the only reason we would throw away a book.
And how often do you have these sidewalk sales? I just happened up on that one.
Quite often, just stop in and check and see.
And they're always spread out on that sidewalk kind of along between the central finance and the library main door.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
so just stop in and check us out.
And another thing that I really like about the library is you work well and seek opportunities to work well with the school system.
I love working with the school system.
And the school system loves the fact that you love working with us.
I have a little bit of interest, especially at Big Ridge Elementary School, because I have 3 granddaughters that will be going there this year. My youngest one will be in kindergarten, and my middle one will be in 1st grade, and my oldest one will be doing her last year at school. So this is killing me because I can't go in the first part of the year and start reading them to them. So that's really hurting. But I'm going to have some opportunities that the teachers can use some of the things that I have.
COVID-19, how has it affected the operation of the library as far as patrons and...
I really hate this virus. We had to stop everything, close down, cancel everything practically, rearrange an entire summer that we had planned, and redo it in March or April. We redid everything. And because March 23rd, we had planned on doing our big business expo, and we had planned on combining it with our author rally, because we thought that would be a great opportunity for everybody and get people from different places around the state to get together and then find the businesses here that were so unique. And with the COVID, it shut us down completely. We were still going to do it, and then people were calling going, it's getting worse. And then the governor says, shut it down.
Yeah.
So summer reading, we've done it online this year for the first time. And that is really hard because I have been so used to having 50 kids reading a story to, and I'm having to do it online, which I'm used to doing it online. So that's okay, but I like the kids' interaction whenever I read to them. We've gotten new equipment, better cameras. We're going to be doing a lot more things with the cameras and recording different things through the library that we'll be doing. I do Facebook Live, where you don't have to have a Facebook account because ours is wide open. And so you can go into Facebook and watch all of the videos that I've done. We've had a couple of experiments that I've done that went chaos, and it got filmed while it was going chaos. I found water beads. Have you ever seen water beads? They are the most incredible little things I've ever seen. They're teeny tiny beads about the size of a pinhead until they're soaked in water. When they're soaked in water, they get the size of a marble. So we thought this would be great for our plants. We could put them in. So I got a bag I didn't realize how big they got and how fast. So we put them in a big gallon jug with a lid and water in it. Well, that night we left and it was like about this much at the bottom. The next morning, we turned the camera on because the jug is full, and we're like, wow, this is great. Let's see what happens. So we turn the camera on. We open it up at the same time. Oh, my goodness. I have never seen so many little beads bounce. These beads bounce, and they are everywhere. But they are the best stress relief things I have ever found in my life. We've now put them in a big tub, and you can run your hands through them like this, and it just releases every bit of the stress. I said, I want to take these to meetings that I go to and just have you to rub your hands through them the first couple of times, and it is the best stress relief.
You could maybe rent that to the central office.
I know.
We could probably.
Or the county commission,
Sure.
It's great. But we had that going for several weeks just before COVID hit. And we got smart and we were using the Germ-X disinfectant on the hands to run your hands through it. So we were killing the germs before you run your hands through it. But we're hoping this COVID gets over and we can go back to playing with the water beads and stuff like that.
And you serve on our Union County Board of Education's district-wide Family and Community Engagement Committee.
Oh, yeah.
Which we really appreciate you doing that. And you were developing, actually have developed, the Sloth Program. So tell us what it will be when you actually get to put it out there.
The Sloth Program is my baby, and we were ready to roll out, and COVID hit. And we thought, well, we'll get to do it when school starts back up. We're ready. Nope, COVID hit again. So right now it's on hold. We're going to wait until COVID has done its thing, and then we're going to go in and implement Sloth. And it's just a little sloth that's about this big.
And they're adorable. You brought them to the board meeting one night. They're adorable.
They are the sweetest little thing, and we have a big basket full, and I'm going to carry in the basket. And my girls have fixed each one of them with individual names. And so the child will adopt that sloth and be able to take it home and read to it and read out loud. And if kids read out loud, it really helps their reading comprehension and everything. And so read out loud to something, whether you've got somebody or your sloth. And this way we're hoping to encourage the kids to read.
What was your brainchild for that? How did it develop in your mind? Because it's your idea.
I got really angry.
Yes. Tell us about that. I love this story.
I got really, really angry. Test scores, and it's just the reading level and everything with these kids. And I was like, what can I do? And Kim Todd at Luttrell had come up with Adopt an Animal. And so I thought, that's really cool. And so she was doing basically the same thing, adopt an animal, read to it. And I thought, I can't adopt an animal. What can we do? So we started thinking, and llamas are big and sloths are big. And I thought, I love sloths. They're slow. They're cute. And so we started coming up with synonyms to make the initials work. So we came up with slow down, because they're still doing speed reading in school, and I can't stand that. Because kids need to learn how to read before they learn how to speed read. Speed reading isn't necessary for their learning, in my eyes. I know somebody that's their brainchild, but this one's mine. Slow it down, overcome your learning. Because sometimes some of us have learning difficulty. I know I do, because I'm dyslexic. So I see things backwards, and
That in and of itself is a major success story for you, a dyslexic individual that is a public librarian and a successful public librarian.
I was one of the lucky ones. Mine got caught in about 6th grade by my teacher at Halls Middle School, Marcia League. And my mom was babysitting her daughter, and she noticed that I was having trouble with spelling, a lot of trouble with spelling. And my reading wasn't up where it should be. And she told my mom, she said, I think I can help her. So she tutored me for the entire summer with reading, spelling, and math, which is still horrible. But she is really the reason why I can do what I do now. I've learned to reprocess my brain for it and stuff, and there's tricks and things that you can do, and audio. Audio is amazing.
She is an example of, she's one individual that made a major difference in your life.
Yeah.
And had you not encountered her, who knows?
Yeah, it would have been, it would have been something else. But yeah, but the Sloth Program is slow down, overcome, learn, because you need to learn what you're reading, because a lot of times kids don't comprehend. That's why I say you need to do different medias. Sometimes you need somebody to read to you. Sometimes you need to read it out loud. Sometimes you need to watch it being read. And so we have all those tools that we can help the kids with our online One Click. It has read-along books. And with the Tennessee Electronic, it has some read-along books of nursery rhymes and fairy tales and things like that. So we've got different tools that you can use, but Sloth is my new baby, and let's see, it's slow down, learn, overcome, be happy. Because if you're not happy about what you're doing, why are you doing it? So everything you do should make you happy. If it doesn't, get it out of your life.
And one of the saddest things to hear is somebody, no matter if they're a child or an older person or whatever, say, I hate to read. That really is sad.
If they say they hate to read, and I've had parents bring them in by the shirt collar or the ears and say, fix them. And so...
You can work a miracle, fix them.
And I've had kids that didn't like to read, so I just have a conversation with them. What do you like to watch on TV? And then I find something to relate with them to what they like. And if you can pique their interest, they will read.
And you were, this is a little off the topic, but I'll throw it in while I'm looking at it. You were UC B&PA, Business and Professional Association's Woman of the Year in 2009. That's an accomplishment. You're being asked to teach classes across the state. Tell us a little bit about that.
About 2 summers ago, I got a phone call from the State Librarian Archive, who is over all of the libraries in the state except for the metropolitan ones. And Kate asked me if I would teach classes in Sevierville, Nashville, Jackson, where else was it? It was 4 different places. Clarksville. And yeah, so I got to travel all the way across to Jackson, Tennessee, and teach classes to other librarians of things that we were doing at Maynardville. And we are such a small library compared to a lot of the other libraries, because our library is the size is less than 3,000 square feet, and we're considered a level 2, where Nashville is a level 6. So we were teaching at I was teaching at Nashville, and I forget what we were doing. It was dance or something that we were doing that summer, and I had a belly dancer outfit that I wore. I had the jingles on my ankles and the And the belly dancer pants, and then I had a black shirt with a lot of beads, the coins and on my wrist and on my head. So everywhere I walked, I jingled, so you could hear me anywhere I went.
You're like my cat. We put a bell on her neck so we know where she is at
I mean,
all
I
times.
had jingles on my wrist, my head, around my waist. Yeah, I was, so I still get emails and phone calls from libraries going, Chantay, I need your help. And it's great big libraries a lot of times. Or little libraries saying, if you can do it, I could do it. But I was teaching them what I had been doing, which was reading on Facebook and reaching 400 and some people at a time. For our little area, that's huge numbers.
Yes.
And so we're averaging right now, I'm doing it weekly. We've got somewhere around 110 on a weekly basis of views for the stories that I've been doing. And we're moving into YouTube.
Ah.
So we're hoping to stay with YouTube Kids. That way I don't have to fool with the commercials. We can't make any money, but you know, we're not in it to make the money anyway. We're there to educate the kids. Plus, I'm hoping that the schools will be able to use me because I'm YouTube Kids. And that way there won't be any of the commercials that are on regular YouTube. So we are up and running now.
And speaking of money, money is always a concern everywhere. Discuss a little bit about how you're funded.
We are funded about $1,000 from the city, and then the rest is from the county. And then we also have a Friends of the Library. And the book sale that we have, Friends of the Library, the money goes to them, and then they help us fund things like our summer reading program and things of that nature. This summer they helped us pay for our entertainers that we had online. And we were even able to get a guy from Australia
Really?
to do a story time for us. And he did the
In person or?
online. But I got to talk to him, and that was fun. We did it through Zoom. And so we gave everybody the code to get in and do it. And he was fantastic. And he did I'm going to say it wrong, the didgeridoo. It's the horn that they blow in Australia.
Even if you're saying it wrong, I don't know the difference.
But yeah, it was, the show was fantastic. My staff sat there and cheered through the whole thing.
What would you say, and you probably know this, what is your average operating budget on it per year from all sources?
It's probably somewhere around 80,000, maybe. Maybe a little. If I get everything, I think it's 100 and something thousand maybe this time. Because I've got Sharps Chapel, and then I've got the Maynardville. So.
And you also go out and seek grants aggressively.
I do. And again, this COVID has put a dent in some of them because I had just wrote one and I just got the letter saying, not this year because of everything. There's no way you can implement it in time. So that's okay. We will reapply next year and tweak it a little and send it in again. But yeah, we do pretty good with grants.
Another thing that you all do that I really like is you have many classes for adults on many subjects.
We are fixing to start up a brand new class. I just put the email or the Facebook thing out today, and it is crochet versus knitting.
Well.
And Alicia Victoria at the UT Extension office, we were talking this morning, and she was wanting to know if she could help do any programs and stuff. And I said, oh, I need someone with experience for crocheting and knitting because that's not my forte. I can do it. My grandmother taught me, but I can't teach someone else how to do it. So she said, that's in my wheel, I can do that. So I can furnish the yarn because we get so much donations of yarn. I just got 2 big trash bags full. I'm excited. And I love all my donations. Like I said, we take everything. And so we've got skeins of yarn, and she's going to furnish needles for the crocheting and the knitting, and we're going to be able to teach beginners. And I'm hoping that we can do it a certain day of the week and maybe have multiple classes, and then have it also on our YouTube to where we'll film the class of her teaching it. And she's also going to be teaching the history.
Oh, that's great.
Behind the two. So that's going to give us some heritage and background, and that's the neat stuff when you get into things like that.
I don't know a lot about it, but I am assuming that crocheting is in danger of becoming a lost art.
Yes.
Because many different reasons. People don't have the time that they used to have. They're not
But
at
it's
home
starting
as
to-
much.
It's starting to come back. People are doing it. They'll just sit around because it's a relaxation thing. And my granddaughters they have the little wheel that you can do the knitting things. And so there's kids out there that can teach them, but it's not the needles. So what we're wanting to teach is the old-fashioned way of the needles, and I'd love to learn how to do the lace. My grandmothers both did the lace.
Oh, the doilies used to be so popular.
I have some doilies from both of my grandmothers, and those are precious to me.
I would almost kill somebody to get a pair of lace curtains made in the old-timey way.
I know somebody.
I knew you could hook me up.
Yep, I can hook you up with somebody.
I won't really kill for it, but I almost could.
But yeah, I can hook you up with that person.
And you have a wide range of classes, even for the parents of English learner students.
Yes, we have.
Which there's not a great number of them in Union County, but still that option's there for them.
Father Steve and I worked together when he was here, and now that Father Neil is here, we work closely together because he has the largest Hispanic community, and we make it available to anyone who wants to learn English as a second language, or anyone that wants to learn Spanish as a second language, or any other language. We have transparent language on the Tennessee Electronic Library, which is on our website, and you can learn over 100 different languages. And there's even 6 power languages for kids. And the neat thing about it is you don't have to pay for it because your state taxes already pay for it. And so it is free as long as you're a Tennessee resident.
As are all of your parent classes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so everything on the Tennessee Electronic Library is free. You can pull up your medical, you can pull up languages, and you can make your username and a password that's yours to make up and use, and it will keep your place as you learn it. So you can index it on your computer or on your phone, but you can use it on your phone, you can use it on your laptop, you can use it on your tablet, anything that you want. So
Your library is almost, in my mind, I've been reading a book recently on the big bonanza out in the west of the late 1800s. Your library is like a mine. You just dig down and you find all kinds of things on the lower level. It's really fascinating.
we have genealogy. You can go on our website, and it's got all kinds of things that are available that are free. We've got the genealogy page on there. We've got a kids page, which is all kid-friendly things that are on it. We have a teen page where the teenagers can go on, and it's teenager-friendly. And but each page, we even have a law page. We can't tell you anything about law, but our page can give you references and things about law. And so if you need forms and things like that, don't pay for it. Go here and look and find because everything that you do just through Google a lot of times will cost you money. But we try to do everything free. We have started, let's see, it's almost a year now. We started all things free. There's no longer overdues. There's no longer paying for prints, faxes, anything over 10 pages for faxes or prints. That's black and white prints. But we figured we're a public library. Public libraries are supposed to be free. So why are
Not
we...
even a charge for a library card, right?
Never a charge for library cards.
Fascinating.
Library cards are free.
Now, talking about overdues, I know that the fines used to be one of the big draws to keep you from being overdue. So is the fact that there's no longer a fine, does that...
It's made a difference.
Yeah.
It's made a difference because people aren't afraid to come into the library now because they don't fear that they're going to have to pay a fortune. Now, if they tear up a book, the dog eats it, things like that, yes. You know, you have to still pay for that. But we've even made it to where if you can replace it yourself, then there's no charge. So a lot of times they'll just do that, and that makes it so much better.
Do you have a lot of overdues these days?
Not really. We've had more since the coronavirus than we did before, but it's because people haven't gotten out. We still have a lot of people that still aren't getting out for anything. They're still housed up.
Going back to the electronic checkout, let's say that I want to electronically check out of the Maynardville Public Library Alex Haley's Roots.
Okay.
Okay, I check it out. It's on my phone, Chromebook, whatever. Are there multiple copies of that available? Or in other words, once I check it out...
Sometimes.
Okay.
It depends on how many are... It'll tell you how many copies there is. And Overdrive is used by every library in the entire state of Tennessee except for the metropolitan libraries. They have a big enough budget where they pay for their own. The state pays for Overdrive for all of the non-metropolitans. And so sometimes on new books there's a 3-4 month wait. But it goes quickly because if you don't answer your email or you don't check it out when your turn comes, it goes to the next person. So, like I said, if you use RB Digital, you're good because everything is available all the time through them. And it's all the classics and 2,000 audiobooks. But, and the Shakespeare. The Shakespeare on RB Digital is the absolute best. I think there's 7 or 8 Shakespeare plays that are on audio. And what's so great is she goes from every act, every scene, what the words mean during that time period, and what the history was during that time. And it is fascinating.
I would say so because Shakespeare, to me, I was an English major, but I find Shakespeare hard to read.
Okay. Either check it out through our RB Digital or come by, because I actually have those on CD, and check out King Lear, and you will learn something that you did not know.
That wouldn't be hard.
No, I mean, this is really, it was shocking whenever I listened to it, but King Lear had something that and I was big in Shakespeare because I had a very good English teacher in high
That's
school.
a lure. I'll have to come find out about King Lear. Tell us about the Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
Oh, we are about 780 kids on a regular basis. And the people from Dollywood actually came and talked to us several months ago, well, last fall, I guess it was, and wanted to know how we were doing it. Our increase was the highest of anywhere around in Tennessee. And I don't know, we changed hands and I've got a big mouth, you know, is what I told them. But I make sure that all the Head Start kids, I have all 3 Head Starts, and I've been community advisor for them for several years. And so that's my in to making sure I get the 3-year-olds and get everybody signed up. So I make sure that I have all those kids signed up all the time. And then I just post it everywhere. And the Heritage Festival is good enough to help us with the 501(c), and they take care of the money part, and I don't have to do any of that. I take care of, well, my staff takes care of the list of kids and things.
And that's an example of one thing that makes your program so successful is the community collaboration and cooperation.
Yeah, we've got several community people involved in it.
And that's great.
And the commission are really good about, and the cities too, are really good about donating money to this cause.
And Imagination Library has exceeded 1 million.
Yes.
Yes.
Last November, we delivered our 1 millionth book.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I would have been tempted to case it in gold.
Well, you don't know exactly which kid got it, but
Well,
you know.
true, but
Yeah, we did get to borrow the Dolly poster, the lifelike poster. It was the exact height of her, and I think my husband was about the most excited person to get his picture made with her. So, no, it wasn't. It was Father Steve. He was
Steve.
He was the most excited to get his picture made with her. But yeah, it was great.
So, what else can I find at the Maynardville Public Library? For example, computers. Tell me about computer use.
We have 12, 13, 14. We have about 14 computers. We've got about 5 laptops. We can, if you need a laptop to do something personal where you don't want to be around anyone, we can issue that in the library and put you in a solitary space if you need to take tests or anything like that. We've got Apple and PC, so we were one of the first libraries in the state to carry Apple computers, and now the state is funding Apple computers. We're usually a step ahead of most, especially our size, on electronics because I like gadgets. So we have a lot of gadgets. We've been doing our library board meetings online since the coronavirus, and we were able to do that with a big Thunderbolt monitor and just have it sitting, and everybody can just conduct the meeting as they want to, and it's all filmed right there. We've got all of our computers are set up with the Office, so it's got Excel and Word, PowerPoint, and when things are not Corona, we teach classes, so we can teach you how to use any program that is on the computer that you want to learn, or we can teach you how to use Facebook and things like that, because a lot of grandparents are wanting to know how to use Facebook so they can talk to their grandkids. And so we've taught them how to use FaceTime with their iPads, and that way they can communicate back and forth, and that's always great because we've got some grandparents that are here, kids are in England, and they can still communicate.
That's great.
Yeah.
And your library motto, I like it. If you can dream it, you can do it. You can find it at Maynardville Public Library. We are here to help you. And isn't that not what a good library is all about?
That's what we try.
Yes.
We've got everything from genealogy to a movie.
Amazing. And it's comforting to me to know that if I fall dead tonight, that my home library can come to you and you'll find it all a new home. That's comforting because book lovers, they just hate to think of all the stuff that they've collected over the years. So much good stuff going to waste.
Well, when I started, my husband had built me shelves all the way around my bedroom, next to the ceiling, And when I went to the library, I was like, there's not a lot of stuff in here. And so I took my library from my house and put it at Maynardville. And it got checked out a lot. And so people liked what I read. So it's been very popular. And it's still popular. And so I'm where God put me, literally.
I believe that. There's the Minerville, in Union County, we have the Minerville Public Library. We also have the Luttrell Public Library, which you all are governed by the same,
Board
yes. And the Sharps Chapel Book Station,
is under me, is under Maynardville Public Library.
and interestingly enough, it was a great use of Russ Strong School that was Preservation Union County over several years restored.
Yeah.
And if you're going to restore something, you need to have a use for it, and that's a great use.
Yeah, it was funny. I got her a bottle of bleach and told her, I said, bleach down everything. And she said, will it hurt the floors? I said, it can't hurt these floors. I said, the floors are wood. You know, go ahead, try it once and we'll see it. She calls me, she said, you wouldn't believe how pretty these floors are. Because what had happened is when they stained them, I don't think they sanded them really good. And so when she put the bleach on them, they're so pretty now. So it took that extra sticky layer off. But yeah, they're reopened also, and they have got one of the best stitching, sit and stitch classes there, where they have some of the most beautiful pieces that the ladies up there do.
What are the plans for the future for the library? I know, knowing you, I know you've got some good ones.
I have a fairy garden that's fixing to appear at the library.
Now, tell us what that'll be like.
Oh, I'm upcycling some books. We're trying some concrete stuff, where we're going to be upcycling the books, dipping them into concrete, and making little stacks.
Now that is creative.
We have a barn, and it has a crack that's about like this all the way down. So what we want to do is we want to take those books in concrete and put it along that crack to where it covers that crack up, and then do the fairy garden in front of it.
And this will be located where?
In front of the library.
In front of the library. Fascinating.
Yeah, and just wait until you see what colors the barn turns out. Yeah, I've got plans for it.
Well, we know you like color.
I like color. I like a lot of color.
It will be a sight to behold, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Any other plans?
We're on YouTube, and we will be having more classes and stories and things on there, and we'll be having some things that the kids can use while they're at home doing their distant learning. So hopefully that'll be useful to the teachers and the kids.
Final words, anything you want to tell John Q. Public that we've not touched on? Or
I think we've hit on about everything.
about everything I can think of to drag out of you anyway.
Well, you know me, I can talk all day.
Oh, I could too. But Chantay, you are an excellent librarian.
Thank you.
You have a lot to show for all the years you put into that library. And Union County is much better off because of what you've done.
I appreciate that.
You're one of those people that are a prime example of the difference that one person can make.
I try.
And we've enjoyed having you. And we may have you back in a year or two to talk about this concrete fairy.
You'll just have to check it out.
Yes.
We'll have the pictures up on Facebook when we start doing it.
And the one thing that you do, if I had to sum you up in one word, your library would be fun. It's a fun place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not quiet. We're not like the usual library. We are never quiet. And there's usually music playing or a movie playing or something. We're loud. So
And that's good.
So
That's
kids
fine.
don't have to come in and go, shh. I never do that. Inside voice maybe, but never shush them.
Well, thank you for being with us.
Thank
It's been a pure
you.
pleasure to have you. Thank you for tuning us in. I'm Ronnie Mincey, and until the next edition, thank you and have a great day.